everybody, Namo here. It's about 8 a.m. and it's a very strange morning. If you watch any of my other videos, you probably saw on Monday me talking about how my stepson has COVID and we're quarantined for the next 2 weeks. So that makes this vlog a bit strange. Yeah, I'll still be mowing. It needs it. But I'm probably not going to push myself to get everything accomplished today. Like I said last week, I want to take the weed eater, put the brush blade on it, and go out behind the house and knock down all the big weeds. That, in and of itself, is not a one-day project. It will take a while because it's just one weed eater and an acre of tall weeds on hillside, not flat. So I might work a little bit on it today, but just due to a few, I guess me being a little bit lazy, but definitely because I didn't plug in my phone last night and charge it. We didn't play D&D. I didn't record it. We will be doing that some point today. So I'll be sitting down playing that. I'm going to be shooting tons, at least I plan to shoot tons of Transformers videos. Does that mean it's going to happen? No, because I'm lazy. And sometimes I get in the headspace of, I'll do it tomorrow. I just don't feel like it. And then, it never happens. So, I'll be using my time, however I can, as best I can with the channel. I really need to update the channel trailer because it's gotten a little bit out of date. And I've been thinking about changing the format for the vlog again. Instead of just filming it all on the weekend, might as well, kind of, instead of it just being a home DIY vlog, hey, here's the projects I'm doing on Saturday and Sunday, and trying to give you a little bit of insight on, how and why I do things. Why can't it just be a vlog about the channel itself? Like, I'll still do DIY projects, stuff around the house, yard work, stuff like that. But, give you like kind of a behind the scenes kind of look into the weekly. It's kind of boring. I don't know. I'll try it out, play around with it, figure something out, and go from there, see how well it works. Who knows? But yeah, I've just been thinking of trying something different with the vlog. Just something. But yeah, just woke up and it says it's supposed to rain at like noon or 1 today, but if you've been looking behind me, there's very few clouds. But we have gotten hammered a few times this week. It's been 3-4 days since we got rain, and that was the tail end of that hurricane. I've honestly stopped watching any kind of news, so I really don't know anything about it. I mainly just stick to my Twitter and my Instagram, and if somebody says something about a current event that's happening, I'll look into it then. That's it. I haven't really, I've stopped following everything because I used to follow it like crazy, and knew all the current events, all the stuff that was going on with politics, stuff like that. And I was miserable because I was constantly filled with hate for the way things are being run, the way people act, the things people do. What's important to my life is what happens in my house and the houses of our close friends and family. That's what's important to me. If it's a political thing that I need to look into regarding something I can actually vote on, I'll research it, but it's about as far as it goes anymore. I don't really look into anything more than Transformers and that's it. Nerd culture. Nerd culture is a wonderful news outlet because lots of fun stuff comes out and a lot of stuff you like and get happy about. You'll have some gripes and complaints every now and then. That's it. So, I've talked for a while. We'll get this figured out. And, yeah, like I said, it's going to be an interesting vlog, an interesting week. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. So I'm not too sure if I've brought you guys down here before, but there's our blue shed. And here's the path that I mow that comes all the way back down to the backyard. This is what my parents and I cleared out in the spring. Like I said, I need to come through with the weed eater and brush blade to knock all this down. This reed is actually good. I want to keep that, but I mean, all I gotta do is just cut it down a little bit. I'd like to keep the ironweed, which they're about to seed out. So I'll let them seed out, but let's see if we can find right here. These weeds right here, this is goldenrod. I need to get rid of all that. As you can see, all those seed heads all those flower spikes right there. It hasn't flowered yet. This is all goldenrod. And yeah, it looks like there's some that's flowering right there, but that's just from the sun coming in, lighting them up. They haven't actually flowered yet. I brought you down here because mowing today, one of the dead trees, so we have another one. Hold on. We have one there. That one's dead. Completely toast. We've been leaving them up just in case there's something, living in them. I don't want to cut them down yet. This one just came down. I haven't been down here since this weekend. So it came down here, it came down sometime this week. You can see there's the root ball and where it broke. And it's gone. It's falling apart. This big piece I really need to get rid of, but I don't have a chainsaw. And here's where the problem is. We're in quarantine. Normally I'd call my dad up and be like, hey, had a tree fall. You mind coming over here one day with your chainsaw so that we can cut this thing up and take it up to the wood pile for the fire pit? And he'd say, yeah, sure, I'm free this day. He'd grab his chainsaw, he'd back his truck down here, we'd chop this all up, we'd load it up and take it on. I'm in quarantine, I can't do that. He can't come here. He could probably drop off the chainsaw, and then I'd have to use my wife's truck or back my car down and load little by little in the trunk. But yeah, that's the problem, because I didn't get to mow this little strip. This right here is our natural spring. It is constantly wet. So I did come down here and cut the walking paths that we have, but I don't take the mower over this because I've almost gotten stuck a few times, so I no longer take it over there. But, oh, we do have goldenrod flowering. I take that back. Great. It's probably why we all feel like our sinuses for the past week have been killing us. So right there, that darkened spot where there's a lot of vegetation, it's actually where the fence line is. That's a good 50 feet, maybe more. So down this, follow this line, that's the property line. So like I said, I've got walking paths cut through. I just mowed this one this morning. It cuts through and goes down to a massive oak tree that the kids like to call their swinging tree because it has branches that go all the way down to the ground and they can, jump on them and swing. This, I think I already showed you. Yeah, I did. It's ironweed. We got tons of thistle. I actually don't mind the thistle, honestly. I don't, because it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You just don't want to, grab it. Then I got all these nasty ass locust trees. I hate locust trees. They're native trees, but I hate them. Considering we have so many, I think the previous owners used to bush hog this whole back lot. And when they stopped, the first few trees to come up to repopulate are locust trees. These are all locust trees. They all have thorns. Those trees right there are locust trees. Those are all locust trees. Just, we've got honeysuckle that we never cut out. I gotta take care of that in the spring. But yeah, I gotta come through here. I probably, like I said, it's not gonna be a one-day project. Probably gonna be out here every single day this week with the weed eater, just trying to chop everything down and get it taken care of. I gotta figure out something to do with that tree. So there's a lot to do, a lot I've put off because I didn't have the time, or at least I told myself I didn't have the time. Really, it was just I didn't want to come back here and take all that on, because honestly I should have been taking care of all of this over the summer, coming through with the weed. I mean, we completely cleared this out in the spring. I should have come back 2 to 3 weeks later with the weed eater, run through and knock down all the tall stuff. That way, these reeds, it's some type of grass. I haven't identified it yet, but the reeds could grow up beneficial plants I actually want, like the ironweed and the swamp milkweed. That could all grow up, just. Now we got goldenrod that's flowering because I was lazy. But now I have a whole week to take care of it. I got to motivate myself to do it. So, here we go. Oh, there is one other plant that I noticed. It's a weed. It's a bad weed. But it is so pretty. It's so pretty. This right here, with the gorgeous smooth leaves and these, look how big this is. These big, beautiful, petunia-like flowers is Jimson weed. It's poisonous as far as you eat it, and it's a hallucinogen. So, it's gorgeous. I absolutely love how it looks. I have to get rid of it. So we got kids, we got dogs, and that's the last thing I need is kids and dogs hallucinating because they ate a hallucinogen. So, gotta get rid of it. So I got the plants moved over here a few weeks ago, and they have been doing so much better since they've been right here. Of course, I'm able to see them every day when I get home, get out of the car, walk around here, walk up, to the front of the house, go in, and I kind of walk like this, just take a look at my plants, making sure the soil's dry, soil's doing good. If it's dry, grab the hose, water them. So I've been taking so much more care of these plants than I did when they were up there. I got this massive bag of Osmocote off of Amazon the other day. Typically when I buy Osmocote, I get it from Lowe's, and it comes in a little bottle about that big, that wide. It's about 1 to 2 pounds, and it's about $13 to $15. This is an 8-pound bag, and I got it for $22. That is my all-time favorite fertilizer. It's a granule, slow release. It does beautifully. Performs very well. And what I've done, these little yellow balls, that's the Osmocote. I've put it in all my plants. I've let it rain, and if it hasn't rained for 3 days, I grab the hose and I water everything. Also to try and empty that out by just usage, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I've been using the Osmocote, and because everything's been getting watered and attention, you can see all the new growth on that maple. You see the new growth on this elm, the lighter leaves, that's the new ones. And just my roses have exploded, and they're starting to put out flowers. This one has done the best. It has, by my count, 7, I think 8. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, 8 flowers all together. It's got new growth coming out from the bottom. It's doing awesome. This one's got about 2 or 3. Pretty much every single one of my roses that I have out here has like either new growth or starting to get flower buds. Now I still have some of the old stuff that's being eaten up by bugs. I do have some rose spray that we use at work. It comes in a little spray bottle, like cleaning stuff for your bathroom. It gets to a point where it can't, suck up anymore, and there's just this little itty bitty bit. You got nothing to do with it. So instead of throwing it away, I've been just bringing that itty bitty bit home and pouring it all into one little bottle. And then when I need it, I'll spray it on these. My roses have really only had to spray once this year so far. The ones at work, I have to spray them a lot. We're taking care of those constantly, and they're not doing anywhere near as good as my roses here. I don't understand. I think it might just be the environment where they are, the bed they're in, the soil they're in, because it's an old bed. We put brand new roses in it, and we didn't remove as much of the dirt as we should have and replaced it with new stuff. So that could be it. But either way, I bring home that little bit, and I just keep putting it, the little bit that can't be used anymore, on top of what I'll have already. And anytime they need it, I spray it. That one that I just showed you, it kind of looks like I need to spray it for sure, because it's got, that old bug damage. But let me show you the rain barrels, because there's an interesting little issue that has come up with them. Okay, so since this one, all the water comes in, and overflows out of. This one has moving water almost constantly. I mean, right now it's standing, it's stagnant, but when it rains, this just gets circulated because this hose goes about down to here halfway. So new water comes in there, old water comes out the top. These though, that doesn't happen. So you can see right there, that's some kind of new growth, like moss or something. I really don't know what it is, but I drilled these air holes, you know, when I first put them in so that it could equalize the pressure and these would actually fill up. What I didn't take into consideration is that mosquitoes have gotten, and you're not going to be able to see it probably, have gotten all the way down in there. They've died and laid eggs. There's larvae coming up. They're swimming around in there. So the previous homeowners, I think I've shown it before. I don't know if I can find it. There's some. See the gray screening? That's window screening. They put it down through this whole strip here as like weed protection. See, there's some sticking out of the ground right there. It's the stupidest idea I've ever seen. This stuff has holes. Weeds come up through it. They push it past. They break through it. It is so dumb. And it's still underneath there. I've got to rip all that up eventually. But some of it that was exposed, I grabbed it, I doubled it up, I used some Gorilla Tape and just taped them on there. So whatever mosquitoes are in there, whatever mosquito larva comes into adulthood, they're not going to be able to come out. The ones that want to go in aren't going to be able to go in. And I've done it for both of those. And like I said, this one is just constantly circulating. Like you can see a lot of the settlement that has come from the roof and just being kind of in there for a while. But like I said, this one circulates that water. I haven't found any mosquito larvae in it yet. These two were full of it, so I had to put those on there. So, like I said, every 2 to 3 days that it hasn't rained, I grab the hose and I water them. This is where it is at full. This is how much I emptied out yesterday, I believe, when I watered. So that'd be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more waterings, and then my system's pretty much dry. So that's not bad. That's really not bad. That's maybe 2 weeks of watering. So we've had a lot of trees drop some pretty major limbs at work. And of course, we chop them up and we throw them in a dumpster. So since I have a fire pit, I just grabbed the bits we were going to throw away and brought them home. These right here are redbud. Yeah, this is from a redbud tree. These down here are from a Bradford pear. Really hate Bradford pears because they're absolutely brittle and they drop massive limbs. Redbuds don't really do that. These are just really old redbuds, very, very tall. They're uncharacteristically like 30 feet tall, and this was one of the major branches from it. It's just really old, and it, as you can see, got insect and water damage and just rotted and fell off. So I have a pile of wood in the shed, but it's no longer, how would you say, sorted? Well taken care of? I don't know. The big stuff is on the bottom. The littler stuff's on the top. With it getting cooler, we're gonna have to move it out here so we can actually start using it in the fire pit. So I've set this pallet down. We're gonna move what's in the car right here because I just can't store it in the shed, and I've yet to build my wood shed on the back of this shed because, again, like I've said earlier, I've told myself I don't have time, but it's really just me being lazy. So eventually we'll get that. We'll get the woodshed done, so this is just temporary. And of course we'll be starting some fires here soon, I guess, because the temperature's been dropping a lot. So we might start having fires again. So it is Monday morning. It rained yesterday for majority of the day till about somewhere between like 1 or 2. And then I realized that AEW had posted a episode of Dark Saturday night, and I had no idea. So me and my kids watched it. After that, there really wasn't much time because we ordered the pay-per-view and watched that as well. So I didn't get anything really around the house done. I spent majority of the day, because it was raining, editing videos. So I edited the video that came out on Monday and got it rendered and uploaded. And then I started working on the D&D video, because we actually played Saturday night instead of Friday. I think I've mentioned this before. It's been a couple days since I've recorded the last one. I didn't have enough battery on my phone to do another recording of a session, so we ended up doing it Saturday night. So I spent the entire time that it was raining yesterday editing the video for Monday and editing the D&D video all the way up until the pay-per-view started. And then when the pay-per-view started, I saved it, turned it off, and I got to witness my second ever pay-per-view. I've never saw one when I was a kid. I've ordered one before, and that was at the beginning of this year. It was AEW Revolution. So this was my second ever pay-per-view, and my kids' first ever pay-per-view. So I actually let them stay up and watch it. We had one heck of a time. It was so much fun. They were invested, they were interested, they were jumping out of their seats, they were getting really upset when the people that they were rooting for lost, really, really happy when the people they were rooting for won. It was just a lot of fun. And because it ended so late, we ended because it's Memorial Day and because we're all quarantined. I told them that they could stay up and we could sleep in today. So we actually slept in till like 9:30 this morning. Got up, ate some breakfast, and I started finishing the D&D video at 10 and haven't stopped. Like I said, I spent all day yesterday almost, so that was about 4 or 5 hours of editing yesterday. I went from 10 o'clock to it is now 1:30 editing, and finally finished it up. It's rendering right now. Once that's done, I'll be able to upload it to YouTube and schedule it for Wednesday, which, as you're watching this, it's already come out. It's an hour and like 48 minutes, something like that. So probably haven't watched it. You probably watched some pieces of it. That's fine. The Too Long Didn't Read version comes out next week, so I'll be working on that eventually too. I really need to get outside today and do some work because it is gorgeous. So considering we don't have that much time, because it's 1:30 and I don't want to be working all the way till dinner, I'm going to grab my dad's chainsaw. We're gonna get it running, get it working, and we're gonna chop up that dead tree that I showed you. Since the kids are home, since we don't have to do school or anything like that because it's a holiday and we're quarantined, I'm gonna have them help me. I'm gonna cut it up. They're gonna start hauling stuff off. Probably gonna pull either my car down there and start loading up the trunk, or get my wife's keys to her truck and pull it down there and start loading up the back end so that we can bring everything up here and set it up here next to the fire pit. That's all I want to do today, and that's all I'm gonna do for the remainder of this vlog. So we're gonna get that taken care of, and then we'll either update you while it's happening or update you afterwards, and then that'll be it. And everything else I do the rest of the week will be for next week's vlog, and possibly even into the week after that, because there's a lot I want to do. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen because I'm lazy. So we'll see what's going on. But yeah, that's the plan for today, and the quote-unquote semi-plan for this week. So we'll keep you updated. So this took a little bit longer than I was expecting. I believe either my dad needs a new chain or it needs to be sharpened, because as you can see from the cuts, I pretty much scorched this wood. It took a long time to get through. Honestly, I think mostly it's the wood too, because judging by the bark and how hard it is, pretty sure that's an oak. But yeah, this is where it was. You can kind of see where it landed, and you can still see the stump in the ground right there. But it's all cut up other than the back of the truck. So now we're going to take it up front and stack it. Some of this I will need to pull out an axe and try and split. But yeah, it's it cut up and loaded up. All right, we got all the good sized logs stacked with the bit of dead wood that came from some trees at work, stacked here on this pallet. And as you saw my son recording me, I got a few of the base pieces of the tree split. They were a little bit too big for my liking for a bonfire, so I split them into smaller chunks, got them split. There's a massive spider web in here. This thing's pretty cool. But yeah, got that all split, and I am worn out. So we got everything done. Like I said, the chainsaw took a while, but we finished it. Splitting the wood actually didn't take as long as I was expecting it to. The last time I tried to split wood, I was a kid, and this was my dad trying to teach. We had a wood burning stove in our basement, and we had these apple trees that died, so we cut them all down, and my dad was splitting some wood up, and he took that opportunity because we needed that. I think we burnt that wood in the wood burning stove, but he took that opportunity to kind of teach me and my two older brothers how to split wood, and I never could. Didn't matter how much I hit that chunk of wood with the axe. Didn't matter which axe I used. I mean, we had a couple that we could have chosen from, but never could do it. So it's the first time I've tried since I was a kid. Pretty proud of myself. So thanks for watching. And yeah, we're like I said, we're in quarantine. I'm gonna be here for a while, doing stuff around the house. So either the next vlog or the next couple vlogs are gonna have a lot of what I do over the next few days. So thanks for watching. Continue to tune in, and we will see you next time.